You're going to talk about the beach ball.
Thanks for reading. I'm in a yoga studio, right? I'm going to sit. Where my karma is being boiled up. So I will say, Jeff, I received your book. I have not read it, but I will read it soon. That's my confession. And also thank you to you for being such a hub for the literary community. It's really good to have you bring this together. Okay, I'm sort of glad I got chosen first, because I wished it. I wished for Krishna to do it, because I wanted to wake you up with this poem so I can yell inside of a yoga studio. We're all whispering in here, and I want to get us started. Yeah, so this one is going to be a lot different from the other ones. You ready? I have this dream of a future memory where I'm on this suburban street at dusk, and I'm a middle-aged man with sweat dripping down like a polluted river, and I'm just fucking wailing this sledgehammer on my new laptop and my iPhone. Scratches of the shiny metal and plastic are exploding outward, and I have these gashes over my arms and hands from where the shards have nicked me, and the mothers on the streets are covering their children's eyes as they stand on their emerald 1960s lawns. And you just see their gleaming engagement rings and their slender fingers as eyes over the little black egg of the kid's open mouth. And I just won't stop. I won't stop until there's just a puddle of silver glitter over the smooth black tar. But then every single thing I have ever written is also in the street, in these tall, surrealist stacks of yellowing paper. And I'm just fucking pouring gasoline over the skyscrapers, and the gas is glugging out of that red plastic container, and it's sloshing its slimy rainbows left and right. And I'm getting it in my hair and into my pores, so everything is wet and smells like danger. And then I light a pack of matches, like a little square fire, in my stone palm, and I ignite these stacks of paper, which by now have doubled in size, just a giant SUV of paper. And finally there's this red bonfire the size of a house, and it's burning my eyes, and it's glaring in the middle of the street, and the mothers are shrieking and running into the houses now to call the police. And I throw my big metal watch in there, and it's ticking loudly in my ear. And then I understand why I still feel angry. So I jump in. All right. Now for the boring ones. By the way, if you're wondering how I broke my arm, it was a level 4 Ashtanga pose. No, it wasn't. It was a car accident. I'm really glad to be reading in a yoga studio, because the things that I'm writing about right now is how I'm in this thing called the body, but I don't understand any of it. And I've been going to the doctor recently, and it's like they're magicians. Like, I don't even know what they're talking about. I'm like, I don't even know what I am inside of all day long. So I've been opening up the big biology encyclopedia and writing these poems. We see 7 colors. We see the waviness of water and the clumps of earth. We can see the world breathing, but we cannot see ourselves. We cannot turn the seer to see its own seeing. I guess we are the flesh-made cameras and never the photographers. What does it say about God's love when all they gave us for armor in this swamp is this human skin? The thickest part of our skin is on our palms and our feet, which is only 4 millimeters deep. All we have is this walking hairy sack with holes in it. It makes me wonder if God thinks we need protection at all. I let my body go a very long time ago. I'm not even a gooey brain. just an idea of one, just a landfill of thinking, every plastic thought poisoning actual living cells into metaphor. I'm a pink cloud at dawn, and yet everything aches and cries like an infant. Why, if I abandon the body in the night with the stove and the lights still on, does it cry and cry at my door and believe in everything I say? I don't like that one. This vulgar mess of matter held in a thin-skinned balloon, and yet psychotically dexterous. The balloon can only barely contain the angles of mandible or tibia, while also boating the goo, the stringy slop of our cranberry. This human structure also has this thistle equilibrium. We are godlike, our feet with our head balancing on nothing but a current of a spine. The greatest tragedy of all is the way we dispose our child, like we do our sweaters too shrunk for our jitters. We publicly disrobe our gangly imaginations, along with the non-profit joys, and our color for life decides to become fashionable, and it weakens its eyes and its vocal cords. And we just leave the little bright star in the road, watching him or her get smaller and foggier in the distance, until we have to grunt in order to conjure something that isn't paid for with insomnia. That watermelon world where everything was available and gigantic and waving at us with encouragement as we swam. This is for everybody who likes to see girls kiss. I know it's me. I saw their two thin red mouths kiss and their hands torching each other's faces. I saw their eyelids draped in gold sun. I was a boy again. No, I was a shark. I dream up your internals because I can't see it without killing you. I imagine what's living inside you, what the daily weather is by the words you say and the kind of light that shines out of your tonsils. So many birds today swirling around two moons. 1,000 spoons hanging on strings, clanking and scaring away the translucent moths. Everything smells like mint. Okay, this one's going to be the fun one to read. So, I took a list of all of our organs that are inside of our body, and then I jammed them all together, so there's not even any spaces between the words, so it looks like nothing, and so it's even sort of a map to me, a really weird map. All right, here we go, ready? This is everything that's inside you. Adrenal glands, anus, appendix, bladder, blood, bones, brain, brainstem, bronchi, cartilage, diaphragm, ears, esophagus, eyes, gallbladder, genitals, fallopian tubes, hair, heart, hypothalamus, kidney, larynx, ligaments, liver, lungs, large intestines, lymph nodes, mouth, nerves, nose, ovaries, pancreas, parathyroid glands, pituitary gland, rectum, saliva gland, skin, skeletal muscles, small intestines, spinal cord, spleen, stomach, tendons, thymal gland, thyroid, tongue, tonsils, trachea, uterus, ureters, vagina, veins. I didn't say penis. I guess it's not for you. It's only me. Each cubic millimeter of us has 5 or 6 million red blood cells in it. 5 or 6 million. Trillions of these little beings are floating inside us. We are so peacefully infested. Do these little fellows have laws or traffic lights? How can so many of them live together in a polluted vertical planet? I wonder if they weep when their clumsy host spills their children on the street. For Eddie, breath is part outside, part inside, because she is in constant returning, a rain child. She comes home even if you are a raisin of yourself, and she will live in those trenches of shortened tendons and pipes. Or she can plume from brain to phalange. This is the only loyalty in the world worth writing about. Breath and her defiance of architecture. This is for everyone who's reading tonight. Artists, they scoop out their bodies into tunnels, and I've seen it. This is what artists do. They find the thing that shovels them into holes, and then you can pass through them, a direct route. This reading is so sexist. It's all about women. The X chromosome has the DNA for the cones in our eyes. These cones are tiny nymphs in our eye windows that coo out the colors that our brains go ape shit for. This means that women have a chance to double their powers. We are the ones that can see pink inside blue and orange inside violet. We can see the colors of souls and stars and grieving. Okay, this is the only one I want you to listen to. How can I tell you so that you will know it? How can I tell you so you will know it? How can I tell you so you will know this? The most beautiful sound, the most beautiful sight is our bodies in this space. There is no place closer to life. Everywhere you go, your heart goes, your breath goes, your dread, your desire, your eyes, your memory. If you could only watch this kiss between spirit and anatomy, I bet you'd stop traveling. Yes, we were born at the mercy of confusion, and this is how to dissolve your loneliness. Train your ears to the chorus of our begging. I learned yesterday that we emit light from our bodies. This camera, which can detect this light, is newly invented, and the scientists line the naked men and women in a pitch-dark room, and then they go with their white lab coats and pretend to be photographers. The light that came from these photos are pouring out of the men and women's heads and hands like they are body-shaped stars. I imagine these humans lighting the darkness without even knowing it. All right, last one. Let it be prayer. I want to see through the heart. I want to see through the heart. I want to see through the heart, please. I want to see through my heart. I want to see through this heart. I want to see through this heart. I want to see through this heart, please. Please, I want to see through this heart. 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 Please. Thank you.